Okay, everybody, let's recap the lesson for the day. So what we were talking about is we know how to factor. We've been factoring quite a bit. We're getting pretty good at it. But now let's solve a quadratic equation using factoring. So we take a look at this example. The first thing we have to do is it absolutely must equal 0. So we added 3 to both sides to bring it over. Once we added 3 to both sides, because negative 3 plus 3, it equals 0. It has to equal 0. Now we can factor. We know that multiples of 3, 3 and 1, negative 3, negative 1 makes a negative 4. And then what we have, because we need two answers, we need two answers. From here, we've got two equations. We've got two, what I call mini equations. X minus 3 equals 0. We can solve that and get 3. And x minus 1 equals 0. We can solve that and we get 1. So remember, it must equal 0. So if we turn the page to the next page, we see that Jana and Reese, well, what were their mistakes? Well, first of all, Jana didn't even bother. She just went in common factor, but it must equal 0. So then once she brought it over, brought the 7 over by subtracting the 7, then they were able to factor it and get negative 7 and 1, which is totally a different answer. She got 7 and she got 1, okay? Reese just left it there and factored. On this one, same thing. You need to make it equal 0, okay? Totally different answer. Reese got 4 and 3, but the answers are really after you common factor 0 and negative 5. Okay, so then if I take a look at these examples, on example 3, I factored negative 6 and negative 2. My mini equations give me answers of 6 and 2. On B, if I factor, I get negative 8 and positive 3 are the multiples of negative 24 that make negative 5. Then for my mini equations, I get 8 and negative 3, okay? On C, I used a positive 15, negative 5, but once I solve those, then I get a negative, whoops, you can't see it, then I get a negative 15, my bad, negative 15, positive 5, okay? On D, I common factor, take out an x, then I get x equals 0 and x equals 11, okay? On number E, I factored and I got 1 and 7 as my factors of 7. And if I do my mini equations, I get negative 1 and negative 7. On F, I had to first, on this one I had to bring over the 7 first. On F, I had to bring over 13. I subtracted 13, gave me a negative 18x. And I added the 81. Okay, so I had to add negative minus 13x at 81. And then I factored x minus 9. So x equals 9 and x equals 9 again. It's really the same answer twice, okay? On G, I took out an x. And then from here, x equals 0. And I got this 2/3 x minus 5, 6 equals 0. And if I solve, I added 5, 6. I get 2/3 x equals 5, 6. Multiply by the reciprocal, 3 over 2. 3 over 2. I'll get 15/12, which reduces to 5/4, okay? This one I use 6 and 2, but this one I don't think actually even factors, because 6 and 2 makes 12, but does not make 10. So this one does not factor. Okay, all right. On number 4, Dion solves it one way. This is the way I probably would do it. I wouldn't even factor. I just add the 25 divided by 4, square root, knowing two answers, square root of 25 and square root of 4. Okay. Caleb factors instead. She gets the exact same answers. Both work. Okay. All right, that's all I had. There was a worksheet for homework today, and hopefully you guys understand what's going on.